So last time we created this, which is just a board with a blue background color. And it's not really a chessboard because a chessboard has some rules it needs to follow. Okay, what are the rules? The first rule is that the first square here should be a dark color, then a light, then a dark, then a light. And from here, this should be a dark color, then again a light, dark, light, dark. So that is basically the rule we have to follow. There is one problem though, and if we go to the body, then the board, you can see that the first row is actually on top, which is not correct. If you are playing as white, and which will be assuming that that's the case, the first row should be actually at the bottom here. So let's actually fix that. How could we reverse the order is the question, right? So the easiest way to do it is to go to the board and let's apply a flex to the board. So I'm just going to say board flex. Okay, so now it puts every row side by side, but that's not what we want. We want the flex direction to be columns, to be rows actually. Okay, I mean to be columns. Column. I get it in reverse sometimes. Okay, so we have it in columns, but the problem still persists because we haven't really changed anything. But now we can do is we can say columns. Okay, so we can go to columns and we can add column reverse. And that will revert it. So the first row is actually at the bottom. Okay, great. So now we have to select each of the rows. Okay, so we are doing that here, but I mean we have to go and say board row ends of type. And if I say 2, for example, and apply a opacity of 50%, for example, you can see that the second one becomes 50% opaque. So we can now use this and apply for every odd. Okay, so this means we have this pattern now where the odds 1, 3, 5, and 7 are actually up getting the opacity applied to them. Great, but that's not quite what we want. Instead, we want to apply this opacity to board underscore row underscore squared. And again, we have to select the ends of type selector. And this time we want to select the odds as well. Actually, we want to select the evens. Okay, great. So now we have this opacity being applied to all of the even elements. But instead of opacity, let's actually apply something else. So background color, and this should be white. FFF, FFF. Okay. Now, why did we apply this? Because in chess, the first column, first row, should be a darker color than the next one. So that is the pattern we're going to be needing. That's great. This is working. But when you go upwards, this order should reverse. For the even elements, it should be light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Okay, so let's apply that. We have to just select everything here. I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it here. So now what we can do is we can just say even and just reverse this. So even and odd here. So now if we just save, we have a chessboard, which is a proper chessboard. We have 64 squares that are in alternating patterns. So that's great, but I really don't like the colors. So I can change the colors. I could go here, and for the square, I want this to be a darker color, and I want to make it more blue and a darker color. Okay, I like this color, so I'm just going to copy it. Okay, the problem here is if I refresh, it returns back to the original color. And that's because it does not apply. So changes in the inspector tab do not persist. So let's make them persist by actually going here and applying this. But actually, I want to go and create a variable for it because we are using it twice and I don't really want to go and change it multiple times. So I'm going to say square. And this is actually the dark one, so we are using it once, but it doesn't hurt to create a variable. You never know when you're going to be reusing it. So let's do square. Actually, I'm going to say CLR square dark, and I'm going to apply this. Then I'm going to say CLR square light, and I need a lighter color as well. So how do I get a lighter color? So first, let me just apply this 6 colors here. Okay, let me just go and apply the dark color. So I should go to the square, okay, and apply var CLR square dark. Okay, so now if I return, you can see the dark color is applied, and if I refresh, it persists. Now I need a lighter color, so let me try to find a lighter color. So I could go and pick out the white here, and using this eyedropper tool, I can go and pick this out. Okay, then I want to make it lighter. Okay, so something like this. Something like this. I like this. So I can just copy this, and I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go and just paste it instead of this. So let me just go back down now. And I have 2 places, so now I need to apply it both places. But from now on, when I change it once, it applies everywhere. CLR square light. And apply this twice, right? So var CLR square light here as well. So now let me save this and go back. And let me just refresh this. And as I refresh, you are seeing that it actually persists. Now I want to make this a bit lighter. So, okay, some color like this. I like this one much better. So I can just close this now. But if I refresh, it disappears. So I could just go back, and I actually can just change it here. And I don't really have to change it twice since I already have a variable for it. But when I change it here and when I return to the browser, you can see it applied everywhere. And if I refresh, it persists. So by just using CSS selector and variables, we have created a chess pattern. You can see how easy this is, right? It's not complicated, and you don't have to select each individual element and apply the changes, color changes to their individuals, right? Instead, you can apply it as a whole using dynamic CSS selectors. Now, this is what I mean by you need to think how a developer would think. You have to get in your mind the way of coming up with solutions for problems like this instead of just memorizing syntax. So really hope you enjoyed this video. Next time we're going to be working with pieces since we already pretty much finished working on the board. So next time we're going to be finishing with pieces. Thanks for watching. Till next time, goodbye.